What does your new district at all change any of your priorities? Are there anything, any issues that you've inherited that maybe you didn't have to concentrate as much on, or is it the same?
I mean, my district, I think, was changed the most of any district and any congressional district in the state. I think close to 60% of my district is new. My district as it currently stands goes from Princeton to Worcester to the Attleborough down to Fall River. And, and I lose everything, basically east of, I think Northborough as far as east of.
So you're no longer going down
no,
to that?
I lose, Franklin, Medways, the Hopkintons, the Hollistons, I mean, all those communities. So, I've been trying to, it's like, getting, taking being back in college, taking courses to, get ready for a final exam.
You're cramming.
But I'm trying to learn about, I go from 28 cities and towns to now 63 cities and towns. And, and what I'm finding is that, a lot of the things that I've been interested in, people in these new communities are interested in. I mean, economic development, jobs, those have been the things that I've cared most about. And, whether it's in Worcester, Attleboro, Fall River, I mean, I've worked with the local officials to try to, help, bring jobs into the area. I've been a big advocate for transportation infrastructure. I'm on the House Rules Committee, and the Rules Committee is basically the traffic cop of Congress. Every bill that goes to the floor comes to the Rules Committee. I'm on the committee because my former boss, Congressman Joe Moakley, who was the chairman of the Rules Committee when I worked for him, before he died, told me you need to go on the Rules Committee because he thought it was important to have a Massachusetts person there. Tip O'Neill was on the Rules Committee before he ran for leadership. But it's a powerful committee because you can touch everything. And there's not a community in the United States of America that is hunger-free. Again, that contributes to more health care costs. That contributes to kids going to school who haven't eaten over the weekend, not being able to concentrate and learn, lost productivity. Senior citizens who take their medicine on an empty stomach when they're supposed to have food with it. Everybody in this country, I think food is a right. I think everybody ought to have access to it. So anyway, that's why I'm on the Agriculture Committee. But in my new district, which now goes out to Greenfield to Northampton. I mean, I've inherited all these farms, and so it kind of fits. In Leominster, I mean, a lot of the issues that people have talked to me about are very similar to the issues that people talk to me about in Worcester. And so I think I'm a good fit. I mean, I have to go up and prove to people that I am, but I'm looking forward to this. But I guess in terms of the separation of Fitchburg and Leominster, I would just say, Nikki Saugus and I got to have a good working relationship. We're going to work together. We're going to try to do as many joint things as we can. I talked to the head of the Chamber of Commerce today. He thought it would be important for both of us to appear before the chamber together. And
Dave McKeon?
Yeah, and I think we're going to continue to. I think we're going to approach things in that manner. What I'm trying to learn, and is from the local officials, the people in this area, is kind of what the vision is for the future. I mean, what do you want Fitchburg and Leominster to look like 5 years from now and 10 years from now, and where are what are the most important economic development projects, and what are the most important transportation projects, and how do we and I'm also a big supporter of manufacturing. When I first ran for office, I said I believe that manufacturing is not only an important part of our past, but it's an important part of our present, and it has to be an important part of our future. And and I tell people, I think people sometimes when they think of manufacturing, think of companies with hundreds of people. Well, you get manufacturers that have 15 people and 25 people, and there are a lot of them all spread throughout this state, and I think there's a need to find ways that we can provide, support and share resources, and help them be competitive in this global economy, which is really difficult if you're a small company. Yeah, I mean, the evergreen solar thing, I think is complicated. I'm a big supporter of solar energy. The problem is that we have yet to develop the kind of demand or the market in the United States, for, kind of for major, investments in solar energy. I mean, I was kind of hoping that, the president's climate change bill would have moved forward, because it would have provided more resources and more demand, and therefore lower the prices, so that more people could utilize solar. And
it's expensive to convert.
It is. I mean, I looked at it for my own house in Worcester, and we figured it out, and and in like 45 years I would earn money. I'd be making money, but I'm going to be probably dead in 45 years. But it's like anything else. I mean, it's like when a laptop was first introduced. I mean, it was really expensive, and then the prices went down as more and more people wanted them. And we need to kind of create a demand in a market so that more people can afford to put solar panels in their home. I mean, we should be finding every possible way to incentivize people to make those conversions. I mean, but you shouldn't have to be a rich eccentric to be able to put solar, or other kinds of alternative energy in your home. Obviously, this project is important, and again, I will be representing Leominster. But one of the things that Nikki and I have talked about is that we need to represent this region, not just individual communities, and so we're going to work together. And Congressman Oliver was very kind enough to pull together a meeting with all the people overseeing the rail project, and so I feel like I'm learning.
And the riders on the line read that the MBTA wants to cut service. They're extending the feds put all this money into extending the service and extending the rail, and now they want to cut back on service.
Right. Well, there was an MBTA official there today who basically said that everything is still in the comment period, that nothing has been decided. But I think the good news for people in this region is that these improvements will make the travel time from one destination to Boston less. And also, I think with some of the improvements in terms of parking and some of the stations that are going to be built, those are kind of catalysts for development. In Worcester, that's where I'm from, this whole Union Station project and the increased service from Worcester to Boston has made an incredible impact economically. More people ride the train, but that area, around Union Station, there's been more housing because people could, live there and get on the train and go to Boston. There's been, Water Street and Green Street have kind of come alive. This whole Canal District project has emerged, and there's all this development happening there. So, in addition to making it better for commuters, I think there's a benefit for the community as a whole.